From St Lawrence School, and we spoke about a lot of things really, and to start off really talk about some of the successes that need to be maintained more than to be problems to be resolved. And the first thing is within schools, all the schools in Bradford and Avon in the area, all good or outstanding. And the first thing is that the counselling kind of drop-in clinics like Here to Help and other ones in the primary schools, despite kind of a lack of funding or resources kind of being lowered, the fact that people are still pooling together their resources to different schools, there's no isolation of the schools, the fact that everybody's sticking together is what's keeping them running. So, but the problem that lies here is with the parents, is that there's not enough kind of interaction with the parents supporting the schools, even in a small school like Wiltshire School. The parents still aren't there providing the support. It's more kind of professionals and individuals within these within the kind of like clinics and counselling. And we also spoke about the fact that we need to kind of keep the kind of holistic kind of moral support within schools. For the schools to kind of tick the boxes, the A star to C grades and all that like kind of nonsense. For that to actually happen, we actually need the kind of support, the moral support, the holistic support. It's not just going to be kind of hard-lined education that's going to get us there. There actually needs to be kind of like motivation behind it. And an actual education, not just figures. And then we found that the priority, our number one priority for the for the young people and children, is the youth centre in Bradford and Avon. On average, there are 40 to 50 young people, ages 13 to 19, who go every night of the school week, so Monday to Friday. And these people, although 40 to 50 people, we might think that's a lot, that's not enough. We must remind ourselves that in St Lawrence, 55% of the students who go to St Lawrence are not from Bradford and Avon and the Windsor, the closer communities, so people from Trowbridge, Melksham, Chippenham, etc. So relatively, it's a high number, and this shows kind of to what extent how important it is, because I'm not sure about you, but I don't think you want people hanging around on the street at night where there are no street lamps, which is another problem. And I don't think you want them on the streets when, in fact, they could be actually doing constructive activities such as sport and games and just interacting, networking, creating friends, things that sometimes there's not enough time at school to do. So we're basically saying that the kind of failure within this is that there's not enough funding for it to be open Saturday and Sunday, and that they rely mostly on volunteers, even though for Bradford and Avon there are fewer volunteers than at Holt by a lot, and so not only do we need more volunteers, there's also the funding. That's the main issue there, to keep them open. And also, finally, the thing that also we need to do is not just relay from the school council at school, who some may view as a kind of secluded society. It's not just that, and it can't be just the youth centre. There has to be kind of like a general consensus about issues. So for relaying any problems, that's where we need to strive forward to, is actually getting the ideas from the students and their concerns. And also, just like to say finally that, especially with the primary schools, it's very good to see that like St Lawrence and the primary schools here are working so well together. It's just for the kind of, there's not enough maybe links with other primary schools outside of the area, as there are so many, because St Lawrence is quite a unique school in the way it's geographically positioned. And that is basically everything.